fantasy football.
Every year I set this league up, and I never win. All right, pick the draft order and get things going.
Make the call.
Don't talk to me like I'm an idiot.
This is the best day of my life!
Welcome back to week 12 of God Bless Fantasy Football. My name is Brandon. Next to me, as always,
Why
Andrew
are your eyes
Rogers.
glossy right now?
I don't know, Andrew. You're making me nervous.
Am I? Do I look nervous?
I look nervous. Isn't it hot in here? Just me?
No, don't take off all your clothes.
I'm not going to. Cam, is it hot in the booth or no?
It's warm.
See?
I think it's a stocking cap thing, though.
Feeling
so probably is a stocking cap
I want to
thing.
take my clothes off.
It's a family-friendliest show.
Hey, it's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're here to entertain. Like that's what we do on Thanksgiving, right? If you're hosting the party, you got to entertain.
You hosting the party this year?
No, I'm going to a party.
That's
I
fair.
actually have to drive 7.5 hours to get to my party.
Oh, man.
So I can't wait for that drive.
Is there at least an inflatable mattress when you get there?
No, but there is sports betting ability in the state.
Oh, that's
so
good. Yeah. You're set.
it's game over.
They weigh each other out.
No, not so much. I can drive 15 minutes and go to sports bet in the state.
When you look at it that way, 7.5 hours of sports bet or 15 minutes of sports bet.
You know what, though? Because I got to go to Illinois. I will be driving through the entire state of Iowa to get to Chicago. And
How that works.
got to tell you, man, once I drive 15 minutes and I enter Council Bluffs, that is 6 hours of sports betting action. I can do live bets. I can do futures. I can do whatever.
But are you driving or are you riding?
Oh, I'm driving.
Oh, so
Yeah, I can
So
sports bet
hazards.
while I drive.
yeah, hazards.
Yeah.
You're a hazard on the road.
Me? No, there are hazards on the road.
Sports betting while driving. I mean, it's
What's
flat.
the-
It's Iowa. but
What's the
still,
difference
still.
than like talking on the phone or texting? No, I pull over onto an on ramp. That's actually what I do. I go
Oh, that's
onto an
good.
on ramp.
Well, thank
I'll
you.
place a bet and then I'll get back on. And then, like, if I want to do something again, I can pull off and I get back on. You laugh. I do it all the time. All the time. When I drive back to St. Louis, there's like a specific on ramp right before Hamburg, which is like right on the border. Bet you didn't know that was a town in Iowa. And
Yeah, we used to play them in high school.
did you really?
Yeah.
Hamburg?
Hamburg.
Were they the Hamburglers?
No.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been good.
The mascot is the guy from McDonald's, not Ronald. Brandon.
I know. The hamburger.
This guy. Can you believe that? He's
Ben
over here.
Burgled.
He's over here thinking, "Oh, it's Ronald." No, it's not Ronald, man. Good Lord.
So is that why the 7.5 hour drive? Because you stop in sports bet?
No, it's actually 7.5 hours. It'll probably be more like 8 hours for me today or tomorrow.
I mean, that's not bad. It's only extra 30 minutes.
That's still bad. Like, imagine having to drive 8 hours after getting up for a 5 a.m. morning show.
Yep, you're right.
Just imagine.
I'm going to keep imagining.
Yeah, I got to, no free plugs, but I think I'm going to go get Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike sounds pretty good. Or Jimmy John's.
Could be. Who does the Subway commercials now? Is it Russell Wilson? Does he do Subway?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes?
It's like all
Doesn't
the
Gronk do 'em?
pros. Yeah. And Gronk's
Yeah.
one of them. Stephen Curry.
We can talk about Mahomes for a hot sec because they lost again. What are they, 7-3?
7-3.
Can you imagine the Chiefs having 3 losses? What was our pick from last week?
You and 5-0.
5-0. Where does that put me?
1 game behind me.
Yeah, buddy.
And what
I
about
told
me?
him.
What about me? You guys coin flip for me last week too?
Mhm.
You didn't want to know how it went for you.
Well, and you know what's funny?
Set me up.
You went the same with him. Like every pick was the same as
Oh,
Brandon.
really?
Besides one.
And-
Besides one.
And that was the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Because we gave you the Chiefs because that
Of course,
was
yeah.
your team.
Yeah.
Although if we would have flipped a coin, you probably would have had the Eagles.
Yeah.
It kept on being tails the whole time.
Yeah, it was tails. You kept getting
Every
the away
tails?
team.
No,
yeah. Siri had a vendetta against you.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the Chiefs game. Yeah, it was.
Not great.
I mean, Cam, you can talk about it. They are your
It
team.
was a fun game to watch until the last.
Was it fun though to watch?
I enjoyed what I saw. I was doing a little work at the time, so I was kind of.
I was trying to multitask watching some high school games too, and I gotta say, people had these high expectations that it could look like last year's Super Bowl, right? 38,
Right.
35, and really just didn't live up to expectation. Now I don't know if some of that was weather. I mean, it was cold. I think I saw
raining.
some flurries.
Yeah.
At one point, maybe it was rain.
Yeah.
But just the play wasn't fantastic. Why are you giving me like this
I mean,
disgusting
I'm
look on your face,
I'm
Brandon?
looking at
You could
the
go-
playoff
You
picture.
could go to there was the one play that changed everything at the end of the Super Bowl, which was that holding call,
Right?
made it swing towards the Chiefs. And then there was that not called or called inappropriately offsides on the Chiefs or false start on the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was weird.
Definitely not on the Chiefs. So there's that. There's the penalty that swings it, right?
Yeah,
And then maybe you just don't catch two kick-ass balls that were thrown right at your hands.
yeah, the Chiefs had every
changes the game.
chance to win that football game.
Yeah.
And they just kind of fumbled it away. But all in all, Thanksgiving week is great because there's 3 games on Thursday.
And there's no bye weeks.
And there's a game on Friday.
Black
So
Friday game, man.
There is a game, and it's not just Nebraska, Iowa. There are 3 games on Thursday. There's 1 game on Friday. Then you reach Saturday, and it's a great slate of college football, like a really good slate because it's the last regular season game for everybody before conference championship action next week. And then Sunday is all day football. From Thursday to Sunday, there's stuff to bet on. Guess where I'll be? In a sports betting state.
On an on-ramp.
On an on-ramp. No, I'll actually be on a couch. Hopefully on Thursday, I'm on a couch. But yes, it's a great week of action, and I'm excited to talk about it.
I look at the playoff picture, and the Ravens are first in the AFC right now. I didn't ever think I'd see that, honestly.
See, I wouldn't go that far because the Ravens still had every chance because they built themselves up to be this good. To be first in the AFC, maybe not. But to be contending for the AFC championship, I think everybody slotted the Ravens in. I mean, their defense is always fantastic. Like I said, they filled up that offense with weapons, something the Chiefs should probably take note of in this moment. And Lamar Jackson looks good when he has people to throw the ball to. Because before this year, and I'm not saying OBJ is like this, fantastic addition by any means because like he's getting up there in age, but he is still a super talented wide receiver. Zay Flowers was an awesome pick in the draft. Mark Andrews is a top 3 tight end in the NFL and plays like it every single week. Even without J.K. Dobbins, this team finds success in the run game with Gus Edwards. He may not compile a ton of yards, but he'll get into the end zone. He'll find his way. And Keaton Mitchell has turned out to be like something special. So the Ravens just kind of have this nice recipe of success going for them.
It's almost like they're kind of a sleeper team. Like
they're a sleeper team that's really, really good.
Right. They're really good, but you just don't hear a whole lot about them. They just keep doing exactly what they do and winning and doing what they do. But they're not making any headlines, like the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing's really taking over the NFL. So you don't hear any news about anything
Once Lamar
else.
Jackson starts dating Doja Cat, we'll make sure that he gets into the headlines.
Ice Spice in the,
right.
in the booth.
Well, it's just like me thinking like the Browns are in the playoff picture right now. It's like
that doesn't surprise me though.
But it's like in my brain, I'm just thinking of growing up. I had like always seen these teams good.
Well, the Ravens, you saw good. Like they won a Super Bowl in 2011. Like this is a good football team. The Dolphins, maybe not so much. The Chiefs kind of have always been there. And then, the Browns definitely not because of their quarterback issues, which they're still dealing with quarterback issues. But their defense is elite, which keeps them so high. And then, yes, the Jaguars also sucked when we were kids. So the AFC picture is kind of weird. But the only team that like is resembling what it was like growing up is still the Ravens. Like the Ravens win. They just keep winning. They participate in the playoffs almost every year. They get to the AFC championship game. Now they haven't gotten past it in a long time, but they're finding ways to win. And this year you'll see this team in the AFC championship game. No doubt.
Team we won't see the Buffalo Bills. There.
I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far just yet. The Bills still have every chance to make it to the AFC championship game. They actually are probably a great sleeper to bet on for a future pick to win the AFC. Like they have all the talent in the world on that roster. Yes, Josh Allen turns over the football, but James Cook is a really good running back. He just has to secure it a little bit better. They have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Gabe Davis is a deep ball wide receiver, which is fantastic too. Dalton Kincaid is emerging as one of the best tight ends in football.
Beast.
And their defense is great. Don't knock the Bills just yet, Brando. Don't do it.
You fell into my trap. I knew that was going to get you going.
That wasn't a trap. They're 6-5. That was stupidity.
Ah, shucks.
But yeah, the AFC looks cool. And the NFC is kind of where we all projected it to be. Eagles, Cowboys atop of that division, 49ers atop of their division, the Lions atop of their division, and the Saints atop of their division. Like the NFC looks just like people predicted it to look.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. There's not much else going on there. I mean, I can see the Rams sneaking in the 7th spot because the Vikings like to just throw it all away. But hopefully Jefferson comes back this week. That'd be nice.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. He's had a lot of time to rest. And he was, going through walkthroughs and things like that. So having him back would be a huge help to Josh Dobbs. I wonder what that does to Jordan Addison's status, though. I really wonder.
It'll be,
because I don't think he'll take as big of a step back as people think. He just won't have that ceiling that he was reaching without JJ off the field.
Yeah. Today, Jefferson tweeted that he cares more about his health than fantasy football, so stop DMing him.
That's fine. I have Jordan Addison too. I drafted them both.
You got lucky there.
I didn't get lucky. I predicted this would happen.
Calculated it.
Yep. Oh, I knew Justin Jefferson was going to get hurt and sit out for 4 weeks. I knew Jordan Addison was going to go off, and I knew Josh Dobbs was going to get traded. Like, I'm just that smart.
That's why you're on the show.
I don't know about that. I think I'm on the show for pure entertainment purposes because of how stupid I am and can be.
So waiver wires.
Let's do it. Hey, Zach Charbonnet. He'll get all the touches this week. I don't think Kenneth Walker's playing. No. Charbonnet should be owned, but I don't think Kenneth Walker's playing. Okay, go ahead.
Would you pick up Roschon Johnson this week?
No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. The Bears, you don't want to have to deal with a backfield that uses 3 backs. You just don't. Deontay Johnson will be the guy that gets into the end zone. Yes, Khalil Herbert came back last week and didn't do too much, but it's too busy of a backfield for me to think I'm going to pick up Roschon Johnson and be able to utilize him. He just won't get his touches anymore. Khalil Herbert will take up most of those. He went 10 of 76 last week. Deontay Foreman will get into the end zone. Where do you use Roschon? So, no, I would fade that.
So since there's quarterback injuries, which happens every week, I feel like we talk about.
Yeah. Deshaun Johnson? Nope. Deshaun Johnson. Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Johnson. Sean, did you see? I combined the former Olympic gymnast with Deshaun Watson. That was weird. And we just talked about Roschon Johnson. So my head is spinning right now. Go ahead.
So would you rather have Jordan Love this week or Derek Carr?
Ugh.
There's some people that have to make that choice.
Do I have to choose?
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll take a glance at Derek Carr for a moment. Derek Carr coming off of concussion protocol. He has Atlanta this week. Atlanta, not the best team, but he also had a bye to kind of reevaluate his status. So I don't hate the Derek Carr play. Jordan Love is interesting because Jaden Reed looked really good last week. And I think that could really elevate Love's status. But I wonder how much of just a boom those last 2 games were for Jordan Love. Here's my caveat to all of that. This game against Detroit, Detroit's defense really isn't as good as they should be. It's a divisional game. You have a 6-point spread that I think's a little high for this matchup, as good as Detroit can be. This could turn into a shootout. This could really turn into something a little I guess maybe more like the game to be desired this week is that first football game between Detroit and Green Bay. I would take a flyer on Love. And I would because of what I've seen in his play the last couple of weeks. And most specifically last week, he didn't turn the ball over. And I like that. I like quarterbacks that don't throw picks. He also threw for 322 yards. Now, it was against the Chargers, and the Chargers have a bad defense. But like I said, Detroit, I don't think they do too well in pass. And when you are dealing with a team that has to utilize the passing game, because right now What's the status of Aaron Jones?
Questionable as of right now.
What's the status of AJ Dillon as like a feasible slot in RB2? Like we talk about AJ Dillon as if he's like the best handcuff in all of fantasy football. And what has he done to prove that this year? What has Aaron Jones proven to be an RB1? So right now the Packers are relying a lot on the passing game. So I'll lean that direction.
Okay.
Would you have gone Carr?
I think I would have gone Carr
it's close
this week just because of the matchup with Atlanta. And I think that's
they're pretty close in defense. Like Atlanta's 11th to most fantasy points allowed for quarterbacks, and Detroit's 12th. So they're really like a hand-in-hand thing. But Atlanta keeps teams off the board. Like a lot of Atlanta games lately have been a max of 16 points. The winning team scoring 16. Now that may just be what I'm remembering from a couple of weeks ago. But against Detroit, teams are putting up points in the 20s. You're seeing 24, maybe 28, 31. I'll take the team that scores more.
Like there's also like Matthew Stafford's out there, but he got pretty banged up in the game on Sunday. Like he went down a few times. If Geno Smith was available, he hurt his elbow, but he came back in the game.
Yeah, but Geno Smith, fantasy-wise, last year was fantastic. This year, not so much. Not so much. Geno Smith just hasn't been it. He hasn't provided that it factor, and I know this because I've started him in like 3 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks. I ended up having to drop him because I felt that there was better value in other guys on the waiver wire than Geno Smith was giving me. Like, so Justin Fields was hurt, right? He's my quarterback in one league.
Yeah.
And this is a league that is not redraft, it's dynasty. I changed and pivoted to who was it? I ended up having to drop him because Fields came back, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is bad. This is bad podcasting, but I'm gonna go to the list. I ended up having Derek Carr 1 week, and another week I had Gardner Minshew. Like those were 2 quarterbacks that I just threw in there because I'm like, Geno Smith just isn't cutting it. 6 points from a quarterback. That's not good.
Yeah.
And Geno Smith has forever sat on the waivers. The last week I had him, Geno Smith had 2 points against the Ravens. I said, yeah, GTFO. I don't care if you put up 24 the next week against Washington, GTFO.
Yeah. Like in our God Bless Fantasy Football League, here are the quarterbacks available. Derek Carr, Jake Browning, Bryce Young, Desmond Ridder, Gardner Minshew, Matthew Stafford, Tommy DeVito, Dorian DTR, Mac Jones, Aiden O'Connell, and then Tim Boyle.
Give me a little DTR action. DTR looked good in preseason, and he actually looked like he could win some football games for the Browns last week.
I just think it's weird that the Browns signed Joe Flacco.
It's not weird. If you think about it, he'll get assigned to the practice squad, but you really just need like that veteran stamp, if that makes sense. Because if they make it to the playoffs, which is, it looks like that's where they're trending, you don't want to be stuck with a young quarterback that may get caught into a funk when you can maybe just slot in somebody that's been there, done that before. And that's Joe Flacco. He's not somebody that like gets you excited to watch a football game. He kind of reminds me of like Andy Dalton. So like that's at least where I kind of put him on the same playing field at this stage in their career. Now, before Joe Flacco obviously had more success than Dalton, but you need that veteran leadership. And I don't think Deshaun Watson can provide that.
No, I don't think this year he can provide it.
So, well, I don't think ever. I don't think he's got the track record to provide veteran leadership, a playoff leadership. He doesn't have any of it. So going out and getting a Joe Flacco, make him like a dad in the room, right? He's old enough to be their dads, but make him somebody that's like, hey, I know what it's like to be in this moment. Either let me teach you or let me show you.
I like the way you're looking at that. That's a good way to look at it.
Bryce Young, though. He's sneaky. Guys, Bryce Young, he's had some bad weeks, but have you seen who he has down the stretch?
He has the Titans this week, right?
He's got the Titans, then he's got Tampa, who is brutal. Then he has the Saints, who have a decent defense, but I wouldn't call them fantastic. Then he has Atlanta, who is, again, not great. Not great, at least to the playing style of Bryce Young. You have Green Bay, who's better, and then they end with Jacksonville. And Jacksonville's defense is good, but they're not, hey, I'm going to own them. in every week in fantasy. Bryce Young could be a guy that you start in the playoffs. I'm just saying. Just saying. Because sooner or later, they're going to have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And right now, they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
But let him eat. Let the big dog eat.
So tight ends now. So Isaiah Likely.
Yeah, you got to pick him up. You got to pick him up because I don't know what Mark Andrews is going to be
He's IR
anytime
isn't he?
soon.
Is that for 4 weeks?
Yeah.
I thought it was season-ending injury. I thought he was,
Well, so it was initially, and then they took it back.
Oh.
So it said could return before season's end, and I think that's because they're talking playoffs with the Ravens.
Gotcha.
So fantasy-wise, it's probably season-ending.
okay.
But Ravens-wise, it's a could, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, you're going to want Mark Andrews if you make it deep in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So if he's good to go. But Isaiah Likely is a really good tight end. And he's played really well with Andrews being out.
So also this morning, the Steelers finally fired Matt Canada. Do you see that offense getting better now?
No.
You don't
Not
see that
this year.
offense getting
Not
better?
this year. No. Next year, maybe. Not this year. They need to run the ball better. They just have to. Jalen Warren looks good. What's up with Najee Harris? He's super frustrated. He may not be a Steeler next year.
No, I don't. That team the whole year, I think Matt Canada should have been gone.
But guys, Kenny Pickett's a bum.
You think he's a bum?
Kenny Pickett's a bum.
Why do you say that?
Kenny Pickett's not somebody that's ever going to win you a Super Bowl. Ever. Not once.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You know what? Frankly, his ceiling, Kenny Pickett's ceiling is probably Jared Goff. That's his ceiling.
Like you're close, but you're never.
He'll never get there. He'll never. Well, the only reason Jared Goff was there was because of that defense.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only reason. But Kenny Pickett will never be, and that's probably a diss on Jared Goff. I probably shouldn't actually say that because Jared Goff is so much better than Kenny Pickett. Maybe I revert and say the ceiling for Pickett, like Pickett could be Jay Cutler. Like he could put up numbers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's more Herbert style, who puts up just insane numbers and will never win a championship. But Kenny Pickett does not have elite quarterback ceiling. He just doesn't. He won't ever have it. Like, just accept it. Whoever likes Kenny Pickett, just accept it.
Yeah, that's.
I
Yeah,
mean, think about it. What does Kenny Pickett get you excited about?
nothing.
There's
I mean-
nothing about his game that makes me say, gosh, he's going to be really good. Like, he's going to be Big Ben.
I mean, usually, like if I pick up a defense and I'm playing the Steelers, Pickett usually throws an interception a game. It seems like
He has 6 touchdowns, 4 picks. 6 touchdowns, 4 picks.
that's not, and they're still somehow in the playoff picture.
All I'm saying is this is not a guy that that will ever get you close to winning a title, ever. Mike Tomlin will get you winning seasons, but he'll never get you there.
Well, this is a fluke season, but it's pretty hard to come by in the
And
NFL.
frankly, that draft was gross in terms of quarterback play. I mean, it was Kenny Pickett, right? It was Malik, what's his name, that went to, he's out of Liberty, went to Tennessee.
Oh, Malik. Why is Mosley in my head? That's not right.
Nope, that is not correct. Malik Willis. And then the other quarterback was Desmond Ridder. Like, those were the 3 top quarterbacks in that draft.
And they're all doing so
Pretty
good.
disgusting.
They're doing so good.
Pretty disgusting. So Kenny Pickett, I think, is the best of the 3, but he's not going to win Pittsburgh titles. He just won't. Kenny Pickett, Sam Bradford. That's
That
is the best match that I could make. Kenny Pickett is Sam Bradford. That's his ceiling. And Sam Bradford went nowhere.
That is true. Let's go into our pick'ems because
Let's
it's
do
getting
it.
interesting now.
Let's do it.
You're 1 game behind me.
Oh, I know.
I'm 20-13.
Cam, I said this last week, and when you were gone, I said, Brandon, you act like you have such a commanding lead, but just wait till we get back on the show next week. And sure enough, my 5-0 claim came true.
And I'm just here just to make you guys look better.
You're just here so you don't get fined.
Right.
Marshawn Lynch style.
So this week, I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games.
6 games. Are we doing all 3 Thanksgiving games?
No, we should though. I think I only did 2 of them.
Yeah, let's do all 3 Thanksgiving games, and then let's just remove one down the list for you and slot up. I'm assuming you didn't do 49ers Seahawks.
No, I did.
I'm assuming you didn't do Washington Dallas.
Look at you assuming.
I got a 1 out of 2 chance to be right now.
Right, yeah.
I did not do Washington Dallas.
Yep, I told you.
You knew
It wasn't
From
that
the
one.
jump,
Yeah,
you knew
yeah.
it. Yeah.
See, I was just making sure he knew.
You
All
keep
right.
him on his toes.
Let's do Packers Lions first.
Okay, Packers Lions. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Cam,
I'll take the Lions too.
I will take the Lions.
Oh.
I will ride the Lions pick.
Okay, then who's the next game on Thanksgiving? It's
Washington Dallas. Cam, you go first.
I will take Dallas.
I will take Dallas as well.
I'll go Washington.
Whoa.
Takes the biggest spread of the Thanksgiving
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, 49ers Seahawks. I will start. I will take the Niners because there is no better team in football that plays as well as the Niners do when they are on it. I'll take the Niners.
I'm gonna go also with the Niners.
Well, I want to take the Niners too.
Then take them. Get back at Brandon. Hey, you're still 1 game in hand as long as Dallas wins if you
That's
take
true.
the Niners.
I'll do that. I mean, the Niners.
Okay, let's move on to the you said you had 3 more?
Are we doing the Friday game?
Oh, we got to do the Friday game too. Miami Jets.
First ever.
Yeah.
Miami Jets.
Yeah, Dolphins Jets. Man, Cam and I should do the pick'ems.
Yeah. What are you doing, Brandon?
Hey, I was trying to pick the games that were the closest. I'm not picking that. Why would you pick this game? The Jets are putting in their 3rd string quarterback at the first. That's why I didn't put that in there.
Do you remember Mike White? Remember Mike White?
That
Yeah,
one time?
he was 3rd string too. Who is the Jets' 3rd string quarterback?
I don't even know. He's probably on the stock. He probably does stocks.
I bet he's open. I bet he's available.
He is available.
He coaches Little
Tim
League
Boyle.
football.
Yeah, we all know Tim Boyle. Eastern Kentucky, 5th season. Bet
Tim-
you didn't think I had that in my back pocket, did you, Cam?
It's not on your computer.
Nope.
Oh, that's actually from your brain.
No. I knew he went to Eastern Kentucky. I didn't know it was his 5th season. Yeah, Tim Boyle is starting. You got to do this game. Come on.
Okay.
You know what? Here's what we'll do for this game. We'll do cover. So do the Jets cover or does Miami cover?
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Loss?
Yeah. So instead of doing win-loss, does Miami win by 10 or do the Jets cover? If it's exactly 10,
Then we push.
then it's a push. Like nobody wins. So do you want Jets plus 10 or Miami minus 10?
Miami minus 10.
It's a lot of points.
Yeah, that's huge.
In New York.
Yeah, it was in New York too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think I got to go with the Dolphins on that too.
I'll take the Jets. I will take the plus 10. It's a lot of points.
It's huge.
And I know Miami can do it, but that Jets defense is fire.
Yeah. What's the weather gonna be like? Is it gonna be cold?
Probably
Gonna be rainy? Gonna
Yeah,
be-
it's up in New Jersey on a
Yeah,
Friday
so
in
it's
November.
probably
I'm sure
garbage.
it's not going to be nice.
So do you want to keep? I have 4 more games.
I gotta
Why
make
you
up some
trying
ground,
you trying to make me just blow you out of the water here, Brandon? Like I'll go 7-0. That's fine.
Okay. I'll take the challenge.
Let's go.
Jags Texans.
Did I start? You started. So Cam, Jags Texans.
Right. Texans.
Yeah, I'll take the Texans to bounce back at home.
This week's going to be weird. I already can tell it's going to be a weird week in football, and it's going to come back to bite me in the ass.
Mhm.
Saints Falcons.
What did you take?
Oh, I took the Jags. My bad.
He's like waiting for the outcome, and then he's going to tell us next week. What are we doing here?
Saints Falcons.
Saints and Falcons. Well,
In Atlanta.
yeah, I will. I'll take Atlanta. I'm not happy about it, but I'll take Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Cam.
Yeah, I'll go with Falcons.
What did you take? You're next.
I'm going to do the Saints.
This guy.
Yeah.
Is this your first day?
That's like my 12th.
I don't know if you know how a clock works, but if I go first, we always go left. Right? It's kind of what is it like passing the
Dutchie?
dinner rolls, passing our
the Dutchie.
Thanksgiving feast.
Yeah.
We go to the left, Brandon. Come on.
All
Catch
right.
up. Catch up. Come on.
Patriots, Giants.
Mustard. Patriots, Giants.
Relish.
Tim.
I'm going to go with the Pats.
Ugh.
I don't even know. Are the Giants still like losing everything?
They won last week. They beat the
Did they?
Commanders. Tommy DeVito played well.
I know they
but-
went on a couple. Had 2 or
And-
3 games in a row.
yeah,
They just
right.
dropped real hard. Right?
Yep. And the Giants are at home this week. Patriots are a bad team, but the Patriots have the better quarterback.
In Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I think I'll take him. I got Zeke on my
Mm-hmm.
fantasy, so I'll at least give him a bone.
I'll take the Pats too.
Cast roll on the Pats. This is the Bears Vikings.
It's the Bears.
Bears.
Always.
Skull.
Always the Bears.
If the Chiefs aren't an option, then Bears.
Yeah, always.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games.
All right,
right.
let's go.
And how far am I down? Like, can I make up? Like,
you could make up some
if I
ground
crush
this week.
it this week, I get at least.
You
Well-
could be 20 and 21 if you go 100% this week.
Well, so if he goes 100%
Right.
this week, how many of those are the same as ours?
That's true.
Because we'll obviously get those wins too if we went over.
So we all went with the Lions. We all went with the Niners.
Mhm.
We all chose the Pats. So
So 3 games.
3 games.
So he would just be down 3 to whatever he made up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right. Well, it's gonna be
There's
be
a lot
me,
of football
Cam,
left.
Brandon. That's what it's gonna be by the time Pick'ems is over.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh, in that order. You mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for the support.
Yeah. You got second.
Yeah,
Brandon's
I'll
getting
take it.
third.
At the beginning of this season, I was slated to finish
Brand-
second in the league. so it
Brandon's
works
over
out.
here starting off the year like Buffalo, and then he's like, "Oh crap, I've been throwing way too many picks."
that's a great way to look at it.
You're gonna start. You get traded to the Chargers and be even worse. You may have a quarterback that puts up 5,000 passing yards, but you'll have a coach that's like, "Don't ask me questions." Yeah, that's you.
Hopefully this week we can get back on the winning train. We lost. We're
I-
third.
I know. I feel like I'm like just completely ready to just like stir up some shit. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if it's this coffee this morning. It's my Bears mug, but I'm ready to go. I don't know what I'm ready to do, but I'm ready. Maybe I'll make like a TikTok video. I'll go amplify something.
What are you going to, you know? Well, this has been
Wah,
week
wah.
12 of God Bless Fantasy Football, Thanksgiving edition. Happy Thanksgiving
We'll have to
from
put
all
an
of us in
E
here.
next to this episode for the couple of times I cussed.
Explicit Thanksgiving episode.
No, E for everyone. Explicit. Who is this guy?
I'm trying to figure out how to close each week, and every time I end on, yep.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep.